Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the USPTO Hour for Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. I'm Nathan Dickey with the USPTO Office of the Chief Administrative Officer, and today's presentation is titled Assignment and Certified Copy Center and Production Updates. During this session, we will provide you with information and updates from the USPTO Public Records Division, including an overview of the Assignment Center, which is a one-stop shop where you can search assignment records and manage assignment filings, as well as the Certified Copy Center, where customers can order certified patent and trademark documents. We'll also touch on some recent updates, including a new identity verification requirement that was implemented in September of last year, some operational challenges we're working to resolve, and our upcoming modernization plans. Now let's meet our three presenters, Joyce Johnson, Chad Bartlett, and Greg Ware, starting with Joyce. Joyce Johnson is the manager of the Assignment Recordation branch within the Public Records Division. With nearly 42 years of service at the USPTO, Joyce has spent the majority of her career in the Assignment Recordation branch and has played a critical role in recording assignment documents since 1986. She leads a dedicated team responsible for recording assignment documents that convey ownership interests in patents and trademarks. Joyce works closely with the Office of Patent Legal Administration and the Office of Trademark Liaison and Petitions to ensure consistent application of USPTO policies and procedures. She is committed to ensuring intellectual property records are processed accurately and timely. Next, please allow me to introduce Chad Bartlett. Chad is the Order Services Section Supervisor in the Patent and Trademark Copy Fulfillment Branch. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Accounting from Bowie State University and brings more than 20 years of progressive management and operational leadership experience across large, complex organizations. Chad joined the USPTO in December 2024. Prior to that, he held multiple senior leadership roles at Washington Gas, overseeing workforce development, field operations, and cross-functional teams. At USPTO, Chad focuses on supporting organizational effectiveness, fostering collaboration, and ensuring teams are positioned to meet customer and stakeholder needs. He values transparency, open dialogue, and customer engagement. Finally, please join me in welcoming Greg Ware. Greg has been the lead certified copy and assignment product owner at the USPTO for the past 4 years. He has significant experience as a product owner in ITIL operations, scaled agile framework, application management and service delivery, and project management. Prior to USPTO, Greg worked as an identity and authentication product owner and operations manager at DHS and Entergy. He is a retired U.S. Air Force captain with 23 years of service as a communications officer, combat photographer, and F-15 avionics systems enlisted support. Greg holds degrees in business management and electronic engineering, as well as certifications including Okta, Agile, and Scrum. Okay, before we get started, I would like to remind you that you have the opportunity to submit any questions to us via the USPTO Hour email address, which is usptohour@uspto.gov. That's usptohour@uspto.gov. And I can drop that email address in the chat for your convenience. Questions will be answered during our Q&A with Joyce, Chad, and Greg at the end of the presentation. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to Greg Ware to go over the agenda. Greg?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the USPTO Hour. Today, we will be presenting assignments and certified copy and just give you an overview of each. We will also talk about how customers get their identification to access our systems. We will give you some recent news and the good things that are happening within our products. We'll have some key takeaways and how each and every customer can get support for any of our systems. Okay, I'll be starting with the Assignment Center overview. Assignment Center is an electronic assignment and file management system for assignment applications. So if a customer would like to reassign a patent or a trademark, they come to Assignment Center, and in this storefront, there's many possible functions that each and every customer can perform. One of the basic functions is to request an assignment reassignment. And in doing so, there's a dashboard that helps customers do anything they would like with an assignment. And I'll be demoing that dashboard in one moment. But of interest, we had 762,000 assignment requests last year in 2025, which is truly amazing. It shows how many great customers we have are actually using the system, and the system is working well. And we're so glad that each and every person is able to use this new system. Assignment Center is a new system that started in 2024, and we're so happy that customers are able to use it. There are many benefits in Assignment Center, which I would like to discuss with you. As you can see, if you're familiar or even not familiar with our dashboard, here's an example of how customers use the dashboard. So in the dashboard, you have a submission section where you go and you submit a request to reassign a patent or a trademark. And this is what your dashboard may look like. You would have anything that you're working on in draft here for any of your assignment IDs. And the storefront allows you to start the process and then come back to it at a later time. You can actually track all your assignment requests using this dashboard and then submit later. The good, wonderful thing of this particular dashboard is it allows you to start something, then come back to it later. And prior to last year when we went live with this, you couldn't do that. You had to do all of your work at the given time, or you would lose the work you had. But with the new Assignment Center dashboard, you can work on it whenever you like, come back to it at a given time. Another great feature is you can share any of your work with any of your partners within your law firm or your organization. As long as it's a trusted partner and you have access upon identification, you can share that with many people. That actually was a submission from a customer. They sent that to us where they would like to have that sharing capability. We took that idea and ran with it, and now it's one of our primary features, and people seem to love it. The other wonderful thing about this dashboard is once you submit your request, there's a full payment system that allows you to pay for any request that may have a fee associated with it or not, and you can confirm the status of your order at any given time. You can track your order as it progresses. So this dashboard is quite helpful, and there are some also other features within the dashboard besides just submitting an assignment request. You can also do an assignment search. This is a brand new function that we released in October of 2025, and now customers can go in and search for a recorded assignment of a patent or a trademark. And when you come into this screen, this is your assignment search screen within the dashboard. You get to it by looking at the menu bar at the top, and that menu bar allows a person to search and using many given search functions, just like you would with any other search engine. You can search using an advanced search feature, or you can do a basic search, just depending on what you're looking for. So we're hoping that this new assignment search capability is something that people love and use. We find it quite helpful within our teams within USPTO. We're hoping that everyone else is getting enjoyment out of using it. Okay, I will now transition over to Ms. Joyce Johnson, who will talk to you about what happens behind the scenes after you submit a request for an assignment.
Thank you. As you can see here, this is the dashboard for the Assignment Center. You have under submission dashboard, which Greg had mentioned, where you can see all the wonderful things and assignments that you have submitted for recordation. You also have an option of new assignment. Here, you can file your patents and your trademark assignments. In the past, you had to go to two different applications to file your assignment. Currently, you do no longer have to do that. Everything can be filed through the Assignment Center. As Greg has mentioned, this is definitely a one-stop shop, and it seems that the customers are liking this a lot. In addition, you have resubmission. These are the documents that have been sent back to customers non-recordable. And I will go more into that later in my presentation. Also on the dashboard, you have the search assignment. You can search for recorded patent assignments and trademark assignment documents. Once you are in the assignment center, you have approximately 9 fields to complete. This particular one, as you can see, is our conveying party field. This is the person who is conveying their interest in their patent or trademark. You would complete the information by entering the individual name and the data execution. In addition to while you are in the assignment center, you must complete the conveyance type, which is the nature of conveyance, indicating the transfer is for the change of name, merger, or entity conversion. You also must enter your correspondence information. This is very important because sometimes if we need to reach out to the customer, this is where we will look at how to contact you. In addition, you need the receiving party and the property number that's involved in the assignment. Once all of that information is completed and you have uploaded your assignment, you are now ready to file your recordation. Here is the fee calculation. For trademark assignments, there is a fee, and on this page, you will see the total cost of recording your assignment. If the fee calculation appears to be correct, you can select Pay Now. Here is the payment submission. It's like most payment submission where we require you to provide your credit card number, the information as far as the billing address, and once all that is entered, you would just receive a confirmation. Here is where a lot of trademark assignment goes in the kind of like a stagnated stage. A lot of time when customers are filing the trademark assignment, they are under the assumption that once they select Pay Now, the assignment has crossed over into us, but it has not. You must still submit the assignment. Here you will notice in the green, it's thanking you for the payment and it's letting you know that your payment is being processed. We get a lot of calls from customers stating that they made a payment for the assignment document, but they don't see it on their dashboard. It's normally because they have not completed this process. Here's where you actually sign, provide electronic signature, and submit your assignment document. Once this is completed, then it will actually come into the assignment center. Once that has completed, please look out for a confirmation receipt from us. On that confirmation receipt, you will find an assignment ID number. This number is very important for you to note because that number is the number that will be in your dashboard where you can see the status of the assignment that you just submitted. Also, that number is important because if you need to call and have questions concerning your assignment, that's the number that our call reps are going to ask you for. Okay, so this is when all the assignments are into the assignment center. Once the assignment recordation branch receives the assignment through assignment center, it is assigned to an examiner. Our examiner are examining the cover sheet along with the underlying document, and we're ensuring that it meets the requirements through the TMEP and the MEP. When the examiners are reviewing, they will make notations of the assignments, and they make a determination if the document will be recorded or non-recorded. In addition, we have an assignment customer service staff that are available from 9:30 until 4:30 to assist you with any of your concerns with your assignment. Okay, so here's an example of the notice of recordation. The notice of recordation would contain the information that you enter on the cover sheet with an addition to the recordation date and a rule and frame that you can reference to obtain a copy of that particular assignment. If your document was determined to be non-recordable, you will also receive a notice. And in that notice, it will give you the reason as to why the document was non-recordable. Here is when I was speaking of the resubmission process. It is very important that you file your resubmission through the resubmission process using the document ID and the access code. By doing this, you are ensuring yourself if you complete this within 30 days, you will obtain the original mailing date. In addition, if this is a trademark assignment and you file through the resubmission process, you would not be required to pay the recording fees again. So once everything has been processed, your assignment is recorded, now you want to be able to search that information. And that's when you would come to the assignment search page. You are able to search the information here for both patents and trademark. You can search by the Roman frame, the conveying party, assignor name, or what have you. In addition to that, we also offer an advanced search where you can select the patent number and maybe the assignee name and be able to narrow down that search to your particular criteria. We also have a API export for both patents and trademarks. Once you complete your search, you get a result, and what it would indicate is the information for that particular assignment document you just completed. And also here, we have hyperlinks throughout the notice where you can select and you may want to view that document, or you may want to narrow down on the assignee or assignee information to find out what else is out there. And now, thank you, and I will pass it over to Chad.
Thank you, Joyce. That was wonderful information. The Certified Copy Center as a storefront is available to all users for patent and trademarks, and they are deliverable through paper copies as well as DVD print requests. Customers can order up to 45 different products from the storefront, ranging from patent copies to patent file wrappers, trademark copies, and trademark file wrappers as well. In 2025, the Certified Copy Center delivered 65,300 and 5 orders. The benefits to using the storefront are customers are now able to track their orders requesting using storefront dashboard features. Customers can start and save requests similar to what they can do in the assignment center, and pick up later to submit using the dashboard. It also allows you to save your submission package and return at a later time. So from the public view, this is what you will see when you enter the Certified Copy Center. You're able to order published patents and trademarks. You're able to order unpublished patent documents, and you also have a space for your own orders to track. Next slide, please, Greg. So again, the product types you can order a published patent document, trademark documents, as well as unpublished patent documents. And you can also download the free uncertified copies of those documents. Okay, so in store, this is a quick walkthrough through the submission. So you would choose your product, whether it be a patent or trademark. Then you want the document type that you're requesting, whether it's a file copy, file wrapper, or sort. Then you would enter your document ID and verify that. Then you move down to a final cost, and you would add to the cart, which moves you to the payment screen. So behind the scenes, so once you've completed those steps, this is what happens next. The order is taken in from CCC, and most orders are automatically processed or automatically printed, or some require manual processing. They're assembled and put in order and moved forward for a quality review. So there's an initial cursory review of the printed documents prior to the certification process. Once that has been passed, it moves on to certification. During the certification process, the prints are reviewed and issued an official document government certification. Sorry about that. They then move to a final quality review where the complete package is verified. So that's certification and the contents of every document that has been submitted. Once that has been passed, they now move to a cover bind process where they're covered and stamped with a certified sticker as well as a ribbon. And then move on to mail out, where they will be shipped out by UPS or USPS.
Thank you, Chad. Good information. We appreciate all that you shared with us. I will now take over and talk about access to our systems. By requirement, each and every user has to be a registered user to access Assignment Center or Certified Copy Center. You must be registered within USPTO and have a user account, and that user account will require a password along with multi-factor authentication. Every system within USPTO is now required to have User account identity. We want to ensure that your documentation is safe and we protect it to our best of our ability. Therefore, we require each and every user to log in and to use the MFA multi-factor authentication. We know that can be troublesome at times, but it's for your best interest in what we're doing to making sure your documentation is protected. Once you are a registered user, you will have full access to all of your assignment center features and your certified copy center features that you are allowed as an owner to see. If you don't have permission to see those documents, then obviously you won't have access to them. Inside the systems, we actually identify which documents are public and which documents are private to ensure that we do not share private information out to the public. Again, make sure you register, make sure you become a registered user, so that way we don't have any issues with you when you were trying to log in to any of our dashboards. To ensure user identification, in September of last year, identity verification was required across all USPTO systems, which includes Assignment Center and Certified Copy Center. We want, as I mentioned, we want to make sure that we don't have any incorrect customer data sharing. We want to deter any kind of fraudulent filings. We don't want someone filing on your behalf and you didn't know about it, or worse, someone taking your documentation. So it's really important that each and every person is identified and we go through a verification process. One caveat to that is you can do a search in Assignment Center Search. You do not have to log in to do a search because that is public data. And as per constitutional mandate, all public data should be available to anyone in the public who does that search. So at this time, we do not require a login for assignment search. Moving on to some of our recent news. In February of 2024 is when we launched the new Assignment Center dashboard that you're using today. That was a grand release. We replaced an older system that was built in the early 1990s. So this was a huge modernization effort and it was quite enjoyable. And we had a good time seeing each and every customer use it. We worked with many of our customers to release these new products, making sure we do beta testing with different firms. So we value input as we make these releases. So we welcome you to submit any ideas or suggestions you may have as we do these new releases. And in October of 2025, we released the new Assignment Search product. In doing so, we were able to merge 3 different separate systems into one Assignment Search product, and that's what we're using now in the Assignment Center dashboard. So these are some recent things we've done. We're doing more modernization efforts this year and next year as we try to make new technology available to our customers, so that way you guys can enjoy the benefits and make things easier for you and your customer experience is enjoyable. All right, next I'm going to move on to let Chad take over for some key takeaways.
Thank you again, Greg. Okay, so before we head to the Q&A portion of the presentation, I just want to point out some key takeaways that we would like to address with you all. First being the growing backlog and pendency of assignment and certified copy production is our top priority. Contributing factors will be a high volume of assignments and certified copy orders, loss of key production staff, depleting capacity. Next will be USPTO is actually implementing solutions of reaffirmed commitment to timely product delivery. Recruitment of product quality and customer service staff is imminent. Acceleration of emerging technology tools to deliver system and production enhancement. August 2026, assignment processing, new product modernization. In January 2027, certified copy center product modernization. Next slide, please, Greg. Our customer support, the assignment customer service center can be reached at 1-800-972-6382. Hours of operation are 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and that would be Monday through Friday, except on holidays. And you can also email us at assignmentcenter@uspto.gov. Certified Copy Center customer service can be reached at 1-800 972-6382. The hours of operation are 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, except holidays, and they can be reached at dsd@uspto.gov. At this time, I will turn it back over to Nathan as we begin the Q&A session.
Thanks, Chad. And thank you all, really. Great information that you shared today. But now it's time for the part that I think a lot of people have been looking forward to, and that's the Q&A portion of the program. We've received several great questions, and we should be able to get to a lot of them in the time we have remaining. So I'll go ahead and kick it off with the first question. And I think this would be a good one for either Greg or Joyce, or maybe both of you, if you both have thoughts on it. The question is, it looks like the link for search assignment was recently disabled. Is there a reason, or is the link currently down?
Hey, Joyce, if you don't mind, I'll address that one. So that's a great question, first of all. So as I mentioned, in October, we released the new assignment search system, and it replaced 3 legacy systems that were built in the early 1990s. And those legacy systems are no longer online. They have been turned off. So many customers may have those legacy systems, the browser URL saved in their cache or within their browser favorites. As a customer, you should update your browser to point to assignmentcenter.uspto.gov to ensure you're not using an old link. What happened when you're asking this question recently, on February 1st, 2026, we disabled all of the old links. So that's probably why you're asking this question. So make sure you're using assignmentcenter.uspto.gov to reach any of our Assignment Center products.
Thanks, Greg. I've got another one for you, actually, so hang tight. The question came in and it said, how do I search for a recorded assignment that has been published? I recently searched Assignment Center by using real frame and application number and received a message each time indicating assignment data not found for the specific application. How can I get help with my inquiry?
I'll start the answer and turn it over to Joyce because I'm sure she has a better answer. But it could be due to many different factors. The recordation may not be public yet. There may not be finished going through Joyce's team for QA and certification. Many things could be holding that particular document up from being available on search. Go ahead, Joyce. I know you want to add more to that, I'm sure.
Yes, but Greg, you're right on cue. A lot of times it may be I had not completed the recordation process, or it may not be open for public inspection. And that's normally what it is.
Thank you, Joyce, and thank you, Greg. Joyce, here's one for you. Is there a way to view recorded assignments for provisional patent applications? If not, how can we obtain this information?
Sure. No, not currently, not on the Assignment Center page through our search system. Unpublished information will not be available there. The best way to handle that will be contact patents and go through them, and where you can fill out a SB1 form, and they will send it to us, and you can get that information, and the information we place in the file wrapper.
Okay, hold on just a second. I'm checking to see if there's any more questions that came in. Here we go. Anyone can feel free to answer this one. How can one access a rather large assignment document in Assignment Center? I try to open the document and keep getting an error message of 504 bad gateway. Maybe that's a Greg question.
Again, that could be many different reasons. If you're trying to open it from assignment search, there shouldn't be any limitation why you couldn't open it. You should be able to view it as a PDF. Any ideas there, Joyce?
No, I agree with you, Greg. There should be no reason why that document should not open.
So the size of the document shouldn't have any impacts?
Not at all.
Okay.
I would suggest contacting the Assignment Support Center in that specific case and see if we could give you some help from our support team.
Okay, what about this one? With the assignment modernization, will there still be the capability to share the assignment draft with up to 5 people?
Absolutely. That's one of the great features that we turned on due to some feedback from you guys. So yeah, we won't ever get rid of that. So that's actually a prominent feature of our system. So yes, we'll keep that forever.
Excellent. I'm sure people will be happy to hear that.
Yes.
All right, here's one for Chad. Chad, are tracking numbers available for certified copy orders being shipped or mailed outside of the United States?
Yes, as long as they're choosing the UPS option, tracking numbers are available to provide to customers. If they're using the USPS option, no, they will not be available.
Thank you, Chad. This one I'll leave open to anyone. Maybe Joyce or Chad want to weigh in here. The official Gazette question is, the official Gazette shows that wait times for assignments and certified copies are extremely high. What are you doing to bring down the processing times?
So yes, the wait time are extremely high. We're not happy with that, but we are definitely working. We are even allowing our staff to work overtime to better serve our customer. And we are also in the process of hiring new employees.
Is there anything else that we're working on? So we're hiring new people, and what was the other one you mentioned?
We are working overtime.
Working
Doing
overtime.
overtime. Gotcha.
Also, we're looking at different technologies to accelerate delivery of product systems as well. So a whole bunch of things are going into speeding up the delivery times.
Right, so utilizing technology to try and speed things up.
Yes.
Okay, here's a follow-up to that. When do you expect certified copies and the assignment backlog to be back within the service levels? Would it be anytime in 2026?
For assignment, I believe so. We are definitely working to get those goals back together. And when we are able to hire additional staff, that would definitely support that mission, yes.
Just like Joyce, that is definitely the goal. The goal is to get it back in range, and additional staff will definitely help that, as well as some of the other implementations that we're working on.
Is there any way that people can, what ways can people keep up with the backlog levels to know where things are?
Can you ask that a different way? Can you
Yeah,
expand
sure.
on that?
So is there any way, should people reach out to those email addresses that we shared in the contact, or if they have questions about the backlog, where
Sure.
can folks find that information?
They definitely can reach out to our customer service staff.
Yeah, I echo that.
Okay, let me get another one.
Hey, Nathan, just a question on that.
Yeah.
Was that a customer question of tracking status of their order?
Was that a customer question?
Yes.
Yes, it was from a person, but they didn't say specifically the status of their order.
Okay, I was just curious of who that was because I would like to reach out to them because we may have some new technology that we can help where a customer can go in and track the status of their order. So it's a good idea. We'll take that one into consideration and put that in our backlog.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, good idea. All right. Oh, here's another one. Will there be future capabilities added to Assignment Center to make it more user-friendly? And can you share what those future capabilities might be?
Well, we just did a major release on Assignment Center, so I would welcome feedback to make it more user-friendly because we think it is. But if someone has suggestions, I would love to hear them.
And where can they send those suggestions? Did you say that earlier, Greg?
To the customer support that we shared in the slides.
Great. Okay, here's a question, and I think this might be a good one for you, Joyce. The question is, when filing an assignment where the inventor signed on different signature pages, is it required to submit complete copies for each signature page, or can we submit the assignment page with all the signature pages? Specifically, if I originally have a 3-page assignment document with the last page containing the signature pages only with 3 inventors, can I submit a 5-page assignment, or do I need to submit the entire 9 pages?
So To answer that, so long as they have the assignment document which shows the transfer of interest, and if they want to submit the signature page after that, that's fine. You do not have to have an assignment and a signature page, an assignment and a signature page. As long as we have the assignment where it shows the transfer of ownership and it lists the inventors and it says they're transferring their ownership to the assignee, all the signatures can come behind that. And I'm hoping I answered that question.
Thank you, Joyce.
Mhm.
Here's one that came in, and I think this would be a good one for you, Greg. Although, again, anyone feel free to share if you have ideas. The question is, I recently became aware of the share feature on the assignment dashboard, which is a great capability. However, I noticed that when an assignment is shared, the recipient can only view it and cannot copy it. Could you help explain the rationale for why copying is not enabled for the person it's shared with?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Joyce, but I think copy's only available for the person who generated the request.
Yes, what they're doing is sharing. So the person who generates the request is the person who has all the capabilities. And
In
it's
other words,
it's
you
just
only
what
have
it
full
is, it's just a
function and
share. Yes,
yeah, you can't have full function access unless you're the one who created it. So a sharee does not have the ability to copy
And what's the rationale for that?
because they're not the person who generated or started the request. They would have to coordinate with that person if they wanted a copy of it.
Got it. Thank you, Greg.
It's just a sense of owner responsibility there.
Right. All right. Here's a question. Will the CCC have the capability to have downloadable certified documents in the near future? And if yes, when do we anticipate it having this functionality? Greg, do you have any idea on that, or Chad, do you know?
So I assume, Chad, that they mean downloadable so they can,
Right.
when they want to go pull or print an order, they would be able to download the PDF, which it totally goes against why we have the CCD storefront, just to be frank, right? Because using the storefront is the reason why you're requesting the order. If it was downloadable or electronic, we wouldn't need the CCC storefront at all. You could go to patents directly and get an electronic copy if that's what you're looking for. But the CCC storefront is not where you would request an electronic copy.
Right. And so that copy needs to be mailed to them, correct?
Well,
fulfill the
if
service.
they order,
Go ahead.
yeah, if it's a certified copy, it would
Yes.
go through the CCC storefront and then we would mail it to the person who requested it, yes.
So, okay. Let me check and see if there's any more questions here. All right, here's a question that I think maybe Chad, this might be a good one for you. It says, my client's trademark registration presentation copy arrived damaged. It appears it may have been damaged before shipping. Is there a way to request a free replacement presentation copy? Because it was damaged.
There absolutely is. They can reach out to our customer center, our customer service center, and just explain what happened, and we'll reissue it will reissue a replacement for the damaged copy. Yes.
Great. That's awesome. Okay, so what if they want to come to USPTO to pick up their order of a certified copy? Is that available to them?
No, we don't currently offer that service.
Okay. What about if they want an expedited copy? Is there a way they can pay to get a copy of the order expedited?
They absolutely can. Again, they would have to reach out and go through our customer service center and just explain that they want to have it expedited, and we will expedite their order. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Chad. Joyce, here's a question. I've paid for my trademark assignment. Why is my assignment not in the assignment system?
once the assignment is paid for and submitted into Assignment Center, there is still an examination process. So the document must be examined by the examiner and to make a determination if it meets the requirements for recordation. And once the document is recorded, then that information will enter into assignment search.
Can you give an estimate about how long that process might take between the time that they've paid for it and the time they're going to see it in the system?
Well, currently, with this backlog we have now, it's taking quite a while. If we was fully staffed and at normal capacity, that process normally take anywhere from 2 to 5 days.
Okay. And about how long is it taking now? 10 days?
Now it's taking about 60 days.
60.
Yes,
Okay, so yeah, so there could be a significant wait between that time.
yes, there.
And if you have any questions about the status of where your assignment is, please, again, feel free to reach out to us for a status update. But do know that that's going to take a little bit of time due to our current backlog. Joyce, here's another one. How do I get a copy of my notice if it was issued to me over 30 days ago?
A copy of the notice recordation. So for a copy of the notice recordation, they can contact our Patent and Trademark Copy Fulfillment Branch, and they will be able to order a copy of that notice.
Okay, thank you. Oh, here's one that's sort of a follow-up to the question we were just talking about how long it might take between payment and it actually getting in the system. The person is interested and wants to know why, some assignments seem to get recorded very quickly, maybe within 3 days, and others are taking a lot longer. Is there any rhyme or reason to why some does it have to do with the complexity of the assignment, or is it more of a random, just when it gets?
Sure, yes. So with our patent assignments, they go through a process of OCR. If there's minimum numbers, application numbers, and a single transfer, and it meets all the requirements, those documents will go through our OCR process, and they're processed within 3 days. If there are other documents that has a nature conveyance that's a little bit more intriguing, such as a merger, change of name, or the document comes with multiple property numbers, those documents will not go through, well, they go through our OCR process, but they will fail. And then they will be sent out to an examiner to examine. And all trademark assignments go through the examination process.
Joyce, I think this one's for you. Why is the original cover sheet needed when someone submits a corrective assignment?
Very good question. And I'm glad someone asked that. So yes, when you're filing your corrective assignment, you must submit the original cover sheet, because what our examiners are going to do, they're going to look at the new cover sheet and also can do a comparison with the original cover sheet. Because when you're doing a corrective assignment, you're correcting that cover sheet. So therefore, that is required for the corrective assignment. Very good question. We get that asked a lot. So thank you, whoever asked that.
Well, Joyce, you're on a roll now. I'm getting a lot of questions coming in now that are right in your area of expertise. Here's another one. I submitted a resubmission, but I don't see it on my assignment center dashboard. How do I locate it?
So hopefully you're the one who did the resubmission. And you're not looking at something that was shared. So sometimes that would happen. So if you are the person who's doing the resubmission, then therefore it should be there. And if it's not, that, we may need to research a little more. So you may want to call into our customer service department, because this may be a onesie where something could have happened.
Got it. Okay, let's switch gears for a second. And I think Greg or Joyce, either of you can probably answer this, but maybe Greg might have some more insight to whether this would be possible or how this might work. The person is interested in knowing if there will be an easier way to save addresses and also save templates for repetitive assignments that they have where they're trying to use information from prior assignments.
That's
Is
a
there
great
some way
question.
that they can pre-populate that information into their future assignments?
You absolutely can. If you go to my USPTO and record your address information, it will automatically appear when you're in the assignment center dashboard, because we pull address information from my USPTO. So if you go to my USPTO.gov, it'll allow you to enter whatever address information you would like to save.
Excellent. So that sounds like a very convenient method for someone that's doing a lot of repetitive assignments.
Certainly.
Save them time from entering that each time. Here's another one for you, Joyce. Please explain the multiple assignment screen at the beginning of the assignment recording. What is the multiple assignment screen about?
Multiple assignment screen. Oh, okay, yes, thank you. So if you're submitting an assignment document and you're submitting more than one, and they have this shared the same execution date, we would like to know which one is first. So you would indicate this is assignment number 1, and next is assignment number 2. And this is only if they share the same execution date. And this will allow us to put the information in a chronological order in assignment search.
Excellent, thank you. Let me see if we have any more that came in. Okay, here's one. If the client signs documents and does not populate the section with the place of the execution, can such assignment be filed? Can this be populated by the agent? Does it need to be initialed? So there's a few questions there. Multiple parts to that one. Let me know if you need me to read it again. I think that's probably for you, Joyce.
Yeah, so so the assignment document should be executed. And you mentioned about initial. I'm not sure where that is.
Yeah, they said, can it be populated by the agent and does it need to be initialed? And I'm not sure if
Okay.
that means by the agent or
So the agent who's filling the information out? Sure. Yes, it can.
All right. Chad, here's one for you that came in. When checking status for certified copies, it only shows the in-process status. Is there a way we can figure out exactly when it will be processed and sent out?
Yeah, you
We're
can
looking
call the
for a little
customer.
bit more of like where in process it is.
Yeah, I would advise that they reach out to the customer service center, either via phone or email, and they can give them a real-time status of where that order is.
Excellent. Thank you, Chad. Okay, here's one about my USPTO account. This is probably for you, Greg. It says, please clarify. You save your assignment templates under your My USPTO account. Where can we find it in my USPTO account profile? I think they're looking for clarity about what you were talking about earlier about saving
Address.
your address and things like that, and how you would do that.
I'll have to share the link if we can capture that customer's information perhaps, and then we can share the link, or they can contact the support desk because they know where to get that information also.
If you send me the link, I can put the link in the chat, or you could put the link in the chat if you have it.
Okay, sure. I don't have it available, but I can quickly get it.
Okay. Oh, here's a exciting question. Someone is asking about what is the assignment processing system that is going to be released in August of 2026. So later this year, August, what's the assignment processing system that's going to be released?
Well, unfortunately, that is not a public system that's available, but it will certainly help expedite the behind the scenes processing of an assignment request because that system is only available to our examination team that's part of the assignment recordation branch. In other words, Joyce's team is going to get a brand new shiny application that they can use to make their work more efficient. I'm not committing you by any means, Joyce, but it'll certainly help with processing applications. And that's what we're going to release in August of this year.
Okay, so public won't see that, but in-house we'll have a new system, and hopefully that'll help us address our backlog.
That's right.
Got it. Okay, we're winding down here. I don't know if there's any more questions left. Just give me a second to check. Okay. Here's one, and I think we talked about this earlier, but I think someone might have missed it, so we can go over it again. It says, where can I find published wait times for my assignment or certified copies? And I think that's the official Gazette, right, guys?
Yes, that is correct. Yep.
Okay, the official Gazette. And so they just Google official Gazette, would that come up? Or do they need to be more specific?
Yeah, they should be able to search that.
They can search that. Okay,
Yes.
great. Or is it on our website anywhere? Do we have any links to the official Gazette?
No.
No. Okay. All right. How often are these updated? Things updated in the official Gazette? Is it like weekly?
Monthly basis.
Monthly?
Yep.
Monthly basis. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'm not seeing anything else coming here. I'll give it a second, but I'm not seeing anything else come in. So we've got, we're almost done. We're almost at time anyway. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. I hope you found this information very useful. Hope that you have a wonderful day. And a reminder, we hope to see you in next week's USPTO Hour, which will be hosted by the Office of the Commissioner for Patents. Thank you all and have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Thank you.